It's been a pretty good weekend of racing. If you guys didn't get to see all of it, I thought there was some good stuff. I thought there was a lot of idiocy that happened. A whole lot of that just with how they handled the rain and just everything they did at the beginning of the race on Sunday. Watkins Glen, I didn't like that a lot, but for all the people complaining about road racing, why is there so many? I thought they actually came through Watkins Glen with some good, exciting racing along the way, good finishes. There and in a bunch of other series. There's also some good racing in there and some surprising stuff. That I saw that I didn't expect to see, and there was a lot of stuff that I did expect to see. Sadly, one of those you're hoping for the best, but you're expecting it to be a complete, shit sandwich. We had a lot of that, but overall, I'd say it was actually a pretty successful weekend for the small amount of series that got to run over the weekend because there wasn't a lot, stuff televised. A bunch of my stuff popped up numerous times on my DVR because it just kept redoing that because there was nothing else to fill the time. But Superbikes, MotoAmerica Superbikes ran in Pittsburgh. Good racing in there. You could see them really, there's a lot of them that got really loose. Sadly, a lot of wrecks. Thankfully, everyone was, okay with that, but a lot of red flags in some of the races, which doesn't help anything. Thankfully, I had it recorded, so I got to go through the commercials. But lots of good racing, even with that being said. But per the usual, Gagne was on pole, set a new track record, and went on to dominate and win the race. Petrucci was second, and Skults came in third after getting, pretty sure it was a second to last lap or last turn, maybe even pass to get to third. So congratulations to him. I had to mark down as not I put down as fourth. He went and did me, that way and proved me that I shouldn't have put that down. But good racing. And again, most importantly, everyone got up because there's been some hard hits. We had that gentleman there on the screen, he passed away, a few weeks ago from injuries sustained in a wreck in MotoAmerica on the Superbike. So it's just really cool to see, everyone just get up and walk away from all of the incidents because there was a few. Some of them didn't look that bad, but I mean, there was a few where you just watch and you're, oh, please get up. So it's glad to see everyone did. Again, that's what we all should be hoping for when it comes to the end, of all wrecks, no matter who it is, that they get up, especially on the super bikes, because they're going fast enough. They hit the ground. It absolutely, there's not a chance it doesn't hurt. So good to see that. NHRA Top Fuel guys at Brainerd. There are a lot of control issues. That's the big one. People were all over the place. There was a big wreck. We saw, people just sideways. Really just from big names, Brittany Force, Ron Capps. I mean, the big guys all were breaking sideways and, having a hard time controlling it, which is, big change of pace compared to how more recent races have gone. So it's really, sketchy to watch that. But Top Fuel Dragster, we saw Steve Torrance defeat Tony Schumacher, and they were super good at the end of all of that. Right there in victory. And then Funny Car, Bob Tasca the third defeated Ron Capps, who got another win. You guys hear me say his name every week. He's on a roll. And it's coming down the end of the season, that stretch, which is the perfect time to be on said roll. So they couldn't have picked a better time to get everything going. Again, I'm one of those fond believers. If you're gonna figure it out going down the home stretch at the end, as long, because if you could stay, in striking distance, and then you go on 3 out of 4 now that Bob Task is on. Like if you figure it out at the end, going down to the home stretch to the end, like and you keep it close before that, you could be very dangerous, and that points lead, is shrinking. So we'll see how close he can get. But overall, I mean, minus everyone just being all over the place, really good, racing. It was good to see Steve Torrance up there get a win against Tony Schumacher, regardless of how, just like Bob Tasca third getting against Ron Capps, and who doesn't enjoy seeing the old guys up there still showing exactly why they're still there, because they definitely more than still have it. But they're really, really good. NTT IndyCar Series, it's Worldwide Technology Raceway, Gateway, whatever you want to call the damn thing. I still like calling it Gateway, but technically it's WWT Raceway. But so good racing in there. Jimmy didn't run nearly as good as he finished all day. I didn't get to see the first 47 laps because for some reason Hulu and their DVR didn't even start recording it until lap 47, so that was good. And then it ended, and it moved over because I ran out of time and it didn't keep it going after that. So I had to then switch to Peacocks. Thankfully, I have that for the WWE side of things. I'm glad I got to see it. Yeah, and the end of it, and it was pretty much as expected. I mean, Will Power was up there dominating until strategy got involved. Never mind, the red flag because of the rain and all that. But like Power again, we all expect him to be up there doing that stuff. If you don't, are you really even watching it? And then that's like not even trying to be condescending. Like, are you really even watching it if you don't expect him to be good? Maybe out there killing it. And Joseph Newgarden, pit strategy, new tires literally blew by everyone like they were standing still when he got the lead. And he pretty much held on to it the rest of the time, minus, a little bit here or there. Scott McLaughlin had the lead right after the red flag, but Newgarden got the win. Malukas, the rookie, came in second. He was coming like half second a lap for the longest time there, but it was one of those once you catch him, I mean, you still have to get around him. And he made it up to second. And how much he was on Joseph Newgarden's backside on that rear wing, he very well could have gotten him if he had another lap. We'll never know. Kind of like Rossi a few weeks ago. He was coming, and we'll never know what would happen if he got another lap or two, but he definitely was coming to get that win. It just didn't work out. Same thing with Malukas. He was flying. He got by McLaughlin, I think coming to 2 to go, and he just wanted to go. Maybe he didn't have enough time though to get a chance to even race with Joseph Newgarden, but he was up there, and I'm a Newgarden guy over him, but it's really cool to see a rookie up there battling. Finishing second, he had the fastest car at the end. Just cards didn't fall out. But hey, if I was a rookie in the IndyCar series, with how few ovals they run, like I'd be stoked to come away with a second, knowing that I should have won. So good on him. Top three. Newgarden got another one, Malukas and McLaughlin. That's a good run for Malukas. Definitely didn't hurt anything. They only have a few more races left in the season, so that's a really good point stay for him in the rookie standings as well. The other thing is just Jimmy Johnson, man. Like I know everyone says, you can say whatever you want to about me, but he definitely didn't run as good, as he finished. He finished 14th, but when I picked up on lap 47 when the recording finally started, he was already down a lap, like 25th of the 26 cars out there. Like he was not running good at all. A lot of people turned to an attrition race. People had some issues, and he moved up through that and strategy, all kinds of stuff. And a 14th, still very respectable. It's just if you watch the first very long portion of that race, it wasn't that good. I mean, he does tend to figure out the ovals by the end of the race better than he does the street courses and all that. So he did run a little better at the end, but again, not a really good race for him. We'll wait and see what he does the rest of the year and see what he does next year, see if he improves. It really is just a sophomore slump. I'm not sure. I think he'll be more dangerous at places like Texas and Iowa next year. Just look how good he ran there this year in his first time on ovals. I think it'll be more dangerous then if he gets another year. At least I hope so, because that's where he's showing all of his talent. I just want him to get better. It's really all I want. I just want to see Jimmy finally, get consistent instead of being consistently inconsistent. Because technically, he is consistent. I just want to see him do good. That's all I want. I don't mean contending for championships. I don't think anyone that's realistic has that in the cards. And to see him more consistent across all the tracks is what I'm hoping for if he gets another year to win it, which I think is a very easily attained goal. To see him end it off just, running consistent. And again, the ovals, Texas, he'll be good again. Should be Iowa. I'm looking forward to see what he can do there next year. And just overall improvement and consistency across everything, I think, is really what I'm looking for. I think that's all we all want. Consider it a success. No one thought he was going to go in there and dominate anything and win championships, but I want to see him run better than he did this year because it's just been a lot of hard races and hard to watch at times. But getting on to the ARCA series at Watkins Glen. Now we're all the way to there. Lots of good racing there. And the infield crowd looked great, which was, really good to see. Again, though, they had the time where they couldn't have fans at all. I'm more into seeing what these places that looked really good and packed this year look like next year. If they can keep the crowd, that's a good sign. That's the big one. And again, Watkins Glen always has a good crowd. And so it's like Pocono. There's some places where you're just gonna have a good crowd. And I'm very, I enjoyed the racing there. Sammy Smith was great, dominated for the most part. Brandon Jones, his teammate, Xfinity driver. Again, I say it every time. It's amazing how no one complains when he goes down there and wins races in the ARCA series, but everyone throws a fit whenever the Kyle Bushes of the world were down in another series racing. Just because it's Kyle Busch, everyone freaks out. Brandon Jones being down there is good for them competition wise to race against someone like that. Just like Kyle's good when he goes down to the trucks again. Ross Chastain and other things when he's not wrecking people. Like Byron, all of them down there is good because it helps the younger guys actually learn stuff, following them around the track and racing them. Look how much respect the world should have gained just for Ty Gibbs, the way he raced Kyle Larson at Road America to get the win. Like, it is good to have them down the racing against the guys. But I just love how I don't hear anything about it when most anyone does it. But Kyle Busch even mentions it, and heads literally blow off people's necks. But it was pretty much Sammy Smith and Taylor Gray race all the way through for the most part. Raja had issues. He looked pretty good. And then he sped on pit road after the problem, which made it even worse. 71 of Worth took out Amber Balcaen with around 10 to go. And God bless her for being as rightfully pissed as she was, because that was, someone else's fault. She was running, fairly decently. I mean, she wasn't going to win, but she was running good. And glad to see the anger and the emotion come out of her because she was pissed. And I think that was the most common phrase I said while watching all the races yesterday. I went, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. I said it so many times, and she looked phenomenal doing it. I never noticed it, but congratulations. Yeah, talented woman, beautiful. And, you got to have that fire when people do dumb stuff. So congratulations, for letting that out. Because, you have to let it out while you're racing or people are just going to keep doing it. Again, there was a lot of people overdrove turns, took people out. That does happen there all the time. Someone locks up a tire, bad things happen. I'd still be pissed at the end of it though, if I had a good run going, but that happened. Never noticed those curves, but congratulations, to her for that as well, I guess. I mean, what else do you say to it? Beautiful woman, fiery, she's got passion. And, for how little she's been in the ARCA series, I mean, she's actually showing really good talent in there. I mean, obviously, it's just the beginning. So like her, Tony, all the women that are there, they're just at the beginning. Natalie Decker, there's a whole group of them. Give them time to learn the things. Haley to come out of the slump because she was looking good last year. You got all the females that are young in the ARCA, the trucks that run the Xfinity races here. Like, you just got to give them time. That's all I ask. Just give them time and let them actually mature and learn how to do it in the cars before moving them up, or the trucks like Haley, instead of just shooting them to the top like they did Danica, because look how that didn't work at all. By the end, she couldn't even get sponsors to keep the thing going. Like, the results weren't there, and I think they moved her too fast. But you could say that about Suarez, Legato, a bunch of guys that had no choice. They put them up there because they had no other choice, and it didn't look good. I don't want to see them do that to any of them. Any driver, especially the females, because they already have it harder. Just the way the mindset is. But again, good on her to show that. Congratulations to everyone involved. Yeah. In the race, regardless of whether, her, Tony, Raja with his troubles. How a lot of work, there's a lot of people that had a lot of good runs in there, and I will get to all of them. I don't like the one lap shootout they do at the road course there, just because the series are in. I think, they could literally go into turn one, have something happen, and the race is over, and then no one gets, they don't get to see it to the finish. No one gets to go to places where they could be like, I just think that could end it way too easy. We didn't get to see that happen, but that's my theory. Besides, when it comes to hating it, but Sammy Smith and Brandon Jones contact on restart after Smith led 39 of the 41 laps. And that leaves it to his teammate, Brandon Jones, coming down from the Xfinity Series for his third win of the season. And, it's just one of those things, man. Taylor Gray, he sent it into turn one. We saw it all weekend. It didn't stick. Tires, smoked his tire, drug it in there, lost all ability to turn, washed him up the track. Again, it happens all the time. Brandon Jones got another win. Sammy Smith, I'd be pissed because he dominated that thing. That's a super talented young kid, though. So I say watch out for him. I really am intrigued to see where he's going to be next year. I think he's going to be a full-time ride in something besides the ARCA Menards Series. Time will tell, but I think he has the talent. He's proven that. But Brandon Jones got the win. Nick Sanchez got second. Jesse Love third. Sammy Smith got a fifth. Taylor Gray eighth. Raja got an 11th. Tony Breidinger 14th. Connor Mosek 16th. Amber Balcaen sadly got a 19th after that, but she's run better than that. So he was run way better than that. Let's take that away from it, regardless of the stupid that happened. It's like the same thing I said about Bubba after he finished second. Michigan, I believe. Wherever it was, like, just breathe. Appreciate the fact that you got there your best run. She might not have been having her best stretch of top tens in a row like Bubba did, but don't look down on it. Just look at all the good that happened until stupid happened. Build on that. Build on the positives. That's what these young guys, gals, everyone has to do. Just build on the damn positive stuff. Just dwelling on the negative, it's not going to get you anywhere. Trust me, been there, done that in other things in life. But good racing for them. There was also good racing for the Xfinity Series at the Glen. Again, a lot of Cup drivers. I went over the entry list on Friday. I'm not going over it again because there was a lot of people that went down there. But William Byron on the pole, Ty Gibbs second. Lap 5, Justin Allgaier. There's a lot of guys that took themselves out and went around between all the races that ran at the Glen. Yeah, ARCA, Xfinity, and Cup. I'd say Allgaier had the biggest one in the S's there. Took himself out. I mean, just caved the whole front of his car in. Big damage, which was not like him. So that was weird. But again, there were a bunch of people that did it all week. I mean, people like Kyle Busch put themselves around. Allgaier wrecked himself. Like there was a lot of that, which showed you, the speed and what the track was like, conditions wise, and all that for everybody. Grip and all that takes one little slip, very tiny one. You're outside the line a little, and bad things could happen. So damn shame, but thankfully he's doing so good in the points. It wasn't deadly to him. Jeb lost his brakes. Jeb Burton sent him in. Myatt Snyder bus stop, no caution. Thank God they did do a lot of that. I found a few cautions they shouldn't have thrown for what they did let go, but they let a lot of stuff go without any caution. So I do have to give big congratulations to NASCAR on that one for how many they let go. Because I was going, they're gonna, and they didn't. So good on them. Austin Hill issues into the garage early. Gallagher had issues. 6 to go at stage 1. Lots of people had problems in the race there, but Sammy Smith again, just talking about how talented he is, holds off AJ Allmendinger of all people. We know what AJ could do on road courses. So good for Sammy Smith to hold him off to win stage 1. Myatt Snyder and several others damaged coming to the end of stage 2. There's a bunch of cars there, but Byron got stage 2. Steve Letarte, no, he won. Steve Letarte won because Hannah was doing her own thing and she doesn't look up very often to watch racing. She's doing courses, all of that. But when Steve Letarte said the problem with coming early, don't worry, he caught her attention. So congratulations to Steve Letarte for getting Hannah's attention. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do when racing is on at times. She loves seeing it live. She's not a fan of it on TV. So at least I have that. We can go see live racing. She'll be completely happy. And I'm okay with that. Never will complain about that. But good job catching her ear with that line. Good on you. Hemrick, hard into the tires late. Chastain got stuck in the gravel with 8 to go. Ty Gibbs had it if it wasn't for all of that. And a restart 5 to go. But when it happened, Gibbs sent it into the bus stop. I mean, he was side by side, him and William Byron from the start, next to each other the whole time, racing clean. He just got into the bus stop, got loose, took them both out. Yeah, and I'm okay. Again, like I talk about, people drove a few laps to go. You got William Byron next to you, but you have to go in there as hard as you can. And while he got loose, took them both out. It wasn't like an intentional dirty thing. Yeah, people were going around all weekend. I understood why you do it. With that many laps to go, you got to go in there. No matter how people like it, I understood what he was doing. He was right up there with them. Yeah, look how many people got loose there and went around. But I'm not mad at him for that. Willie did take him out later on in that lap in turn 6. He didn't wait long to get his revenge, but I'm sure they all walked away completely okay with it, understanding of everything. It's when you're doing that good and that happens. Yeah, it does piss you off. But again, side by side through there is difficult. So it's just one of those racing things that sucks, but a great shootout there at the end. We got to see Kyle Larson get the win with AJ Allmendinger in second and Sammy Smith back there in third. So congratulations to Sammy Smith again. one for him getting, for how it ended with him and Taylor Gray in the ARCA race. He was going to be a top two no matter what if it wasn't for that. So very talented young man there. Congratulations to him. Noah was fourth. Kaz Gralla got a fifth, so good to see that. Sam Mayer sixth. Riley Herb seventh. Sheldon Creed eighth when he needed. Again, he needs those. Just how much bad luck he's had this year. Josh Berry ninth. Jeremy Clemens 10th. Landon Castle was 16th. Ross Chastain finished 28th. And then again, after that whole incident between Byron and Gibbs, William Byron finished 25th. And Ty Gibbs got a 27th. Doesn't show how good they ran because they were up there the whole time. But again, going through the bus stop, the carousel, the chicane, whatever the hell you want to call it, the inner loop, whatever you want to call it back there, like side by side is hard enough. And, it's just one of those things, in my opinion, compared to other things that I saw all weekend. Again, Ty seems like he's been doing, working really hard to, clean up his act after, a few bad weeks there, taking people out. It seemed like whatever it was, I don't know, something stuck. And look how he raced Kyle Larson. Look how he's been racing in the Cup Series with people. Like, he's been doing really good, not being a complete dick. So I think he's honestly making an attempt. And I hope to keep seeing that happening because, it's been good racing. It's just side by side in there. It's really hard. And it didn't work that time. No one's going to be, don't have to like it, but you do have to admit that's all that was. And that many laps to go, you have no choice. Gets us to the Cup. Go bowling at the Glen. I love how long go bowling has been. The title of the race there at the Glen for this long. So that's cool. Chase Elliott on pole. Now, when we get up to it, I don't understand what the hell they were even doing at the beginning of that. Raining, the wet track, 8 minutes between the anthem and the command to start. They ran a few laps, brought them back down onto pit road to sit there for forever because there was standing water. Like, they knew they had trucks on the track. They could see where the standing water is. They didn't need to run a few laps and then stop them again. Just, you know what I mean? Just to sit there for forever. I did not like that. I thought that was really dumb. We do everything. You waste all the time. They go around for a few laps. No, look, they're standing water. You could have done that without starting them. So they come back down. It was just, I didn't like that. I thought it was dumb. I think they could have just, if they knew if the track was there, they have the trucks. They could see the track. I don't think they need to have the cars go around at all because really that's just sloshed, water around and all that. People had some electric issues. They got to switch all that out when they came back down. I just don't get starting it. They could have just waited until it was clear. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for much. I just thought it was dumb. I do want to know what Chase Elliott did, though, because we were watching the race after they came back down pit road. Excuse me. You're seeing inside Chase's cars, they're switching out the helmets and doing all that. And later they go back to his car and you see him look over and block the camera with his hand so we can't see what was going on. That one intrigued me. I'm curious as to what the hell he was covering up with his hand. Why he would just reach over, and he looked clear over. Now he couldn't tell it was on. Him as not like he has a camera and a TV screen in the car so we could see it, but he sure turned over and blocked that camera. So that one, that was interesting to me. But excuse me, there's a bunch of good racing, a bunch of guys going around all their own, from wet to dry conditions, green racetrack, all that, a lot of different stuff. But Cindric locked up a wheel and took himself and AJ out on lap 2 going into turn 1. And look how good Cindric is on road courses. There's one point when they said, is he ever going to win on an oval? And then he started the tear on ovals, but he's great on the road courses, got AJ. But the first, when it started, top 4 Chase Elliott, Michael McDowell, Kyle Larson, and Tyler Reddick were completely checked out on their own. Then a few seconds behind them, Buescher was in his own spot, all on his own. Then Suarez was also a few seconds behind him. They were in their own, ball fields by lots and lots of time right away. We did get to see Corey LaJoie and Harrison Burton go around on their own into turn 1 with no caution, which again, I just bring it up because it was nice to see them not throw cautions because we've seen them throw very questionable cautions all year. That's the only reason why I'm bringing that up. Larson missed the bus stop. Close to the end of stage 1, had to do the stop there, which, again, does happen. Chase Briscoe won stage 1 in the dry. Todd Gilliland was up there leading and racing with Joey Logano and all of them until he had an axle break, which is a damn shame. It was great to see him up there, rookie, running that good. Again, he's a talented driver. The equipment he's in isn't necessarily the best, and trying to figure it all out doesn't help. But road racing, it's a great equalizer, and it was great to see him up there, even if it didn't last because something broke. But to see him up there racing with those guys competently, and no incident happening between everybody, that was really really cool to see again. A damn shame. Heart goes out to him, but you do it there, you could do it again. So just see how it all goes. The 8 and the 77 get together and go around the bus stop, chicane, whatever again. 9 to go in the stage. And then close it out, though. I mean, Logano did win stage 2 with Kyle Busch second, Michael McDowell third. But, shout out to Joey Hand and Ty Dillon because they were up there in the top 10 running for a long chunk of time there. In that, in the race. I mean, Ty looked, really good a lot of the race. So Joey Hand till he went around, they threw a caution. But that was really good. So hey, I don't say anything nice about Ty Dillon very often, but he looks really good. It's good to see Joey Hand up there until he wasn't. Which I say that all the time, but good on him. Good on Logano. He loves that place. He got it right before the last won there the last time before the repave. Like he has a hand for the place. So good to see that. Kyle Busch second again. Look at all the Toyotas at road courses. Just to see him up there at all. Good on him. That stage 3 right away. The 3 and the 91 wreck out on the start of stage 3 in the bus stop, which ended Kimi Räikkönen's day. It's a damn shame. He's actually up there running fairly decently for a chunk of the race. And again, it was Ross Chastain that started it. And I'm going to say it now. I defended him on some of them. Ross doesn't win the championship. Not a snowflake's chance in hell. Ross is winning the championship. Because not only did he piss him off, he also got into Briscoe later in the bus stop again. Like, he's not winning. I was almost going to punch him in the face by the end of the year because it's just ridiculous at this point. That many, there's 3 cars right there just in one set of turns throughout the race. And look, they're running a lot of people. And there are people that like locked up and did stuff for me. He just straight up got into people. It's not going to work for him. Like, there's a difference between driving aggressively and driving like an idiot. And well, this many people later, he's finally officially driving like an idiot. Sucked to see Kyle Busch go around coming out of turn 1 all on his own. Pretty decent contact to the driver's side. Absolutely sucked. But again, to see a Toyota up running up front on a road course after the way that this year started on road courses, phenomenal to see. Happy to see it, regardless how he is. Everyone should be happy to see. Teams that have struggled places being competitive finally, regardless of who they are. Get over yourself. Got to be happy with it. Didn't like the caution with Hand because they let so much go, and he did drive away. That just bunches everyone back up. That really all it felt like to me. But on the restart, Michael McDowell locks it up, loses a bunch of spots there, but he was up there all day. Good for him. And other people locked up too. So regardless of the experience, you're trying to get in there as hard as you can to get as much as you can out of it. It happens. But he was up there all day. Hesmans gets stuck in the sandbox with 8 to go for a caution and then restart. Kyle sent it into 1. Larson got into his teammate Chase Elliott. Chase lost a bunch of spots. Kyle went on to win. He said he didn't like it. Chase congratulated him, was all respectful on TV, but then you saw him, Mr. H talking with his hands and not looking nearly as happy as he was. I'd be pissed. I could just imagine what that meeting was like earlier today. I didn't like it. I mean, I heard Cliff Daniels tell me he's proud of him. I'm not sure about, that just, again, he went in there as hard as he could. It's not like he wrecked him. He stayed right up to finish 4th. It's just a damn shame to see them after they were up there dominating so much to see it end that way, but I'm sure they figured it out. And again, respectful, in front of the cameras, not airing the dirty laundry. So good on that. But Kyle Larson won with AJ Allmendinger second again. So they did it both races they ran in over the weekend. Logano third. Chase Elliott held on to a 4th. So again, it wasn't world ending. If he didn't finish top 5, we finished way back there from hitting him, I think it would have been a completely different story, even on TV, but that's just me. Suarez got a 5th. McDowell stayed in 6th. Chris Bell 8th. Chris Buescher 9th. Eric Jones 10th. Harvick got a 12th. Good on him. Ty Dillon got a 16th. So really good on him. He was, again, right up there the whole time. So I'll give it to him when he does it. And that was good. Brad got a 19th. Ty Gibbs 26th, which is disappointing because I actually saw, figured a lot better just for how he is on road racing and the way he's running other places. I thought that would be a lot better, but these things do happen. Again, a lot of stuff was going on around the track. Corey LaJoie, 27th, Harrison Burton, 20th, and then Bubba in 35th. And I don't even remember seeing anything happen to Bubba. Obviously, something did. I mean, I could have just simply missed it, because I was trying to do a million things at once and catch up after a week of being sick. I tried to catch up on everything, in a short amount of time. Then my buddy and his daughter came down for the week for my birthday. I felt like $1,000,000, but I still didn't get to catch up on anything, let alone the races. So I might have missed it, but 35th, that absolutely had to suck. So, and again, he's a good road racer, so I'm sure he'll bounce back. It just brings back that I wish he would have been more positive on finishing second, instead of being so, down on it and crying and just looking at the fact that he didn't win. Because then, the top 10 streak went away last weekend, and then 35th this weekend. I just think that negative, just worrying about the negativeness of not winning that race, now it's turning into negatives, which is why I always say if his head's right, he's great. He can run really good. It's just his brain doesn't always seem to be right, which, gets him into some stuff. So hopefully he spins it around, but I really did expect more out of him. It's actually legit disappointed to see it work out that way for Bubba, because look at his road course stuff all year. When stupid stuff didn't happen, he was actually really good. So that sucked. But closing it up, Ross isn't going to win anything. Sorry for all you fans out there. Taking out another couple guys this weekend. Like he has too many people that owe him. I don't see it ending well for him. DVR, thank you, Hulu. Screwing me over on that one. They need to do better with the weather stuff, because that was just dumb the way they did it. Lightning to million years between the anthem and the command, drive around for a few laps, even though they know they're standing water because their trucks driving around looking at it, to then bring them right back down pit road. Why waste your time doing any of it? Just get the track going. Just keep them down there. Don't do a command or anything until they get all the water off. At least the big puddles of standing water, so the track's just wet, and then go. I don't understand why they didn't do it. There's just something with them and rain. They seem to screw it up, but hopefully they'll figure it out. And Jeff Burton, he's the biggest idiot here. Comparing Kyle Busch not having a contract for next year to Ty Dillon not having a ride like they're the same exact thing. Ty's done nothing. Ty's won nothing. Ty doesn't have any championships. Ty doesn't have any wins. I'm pretty sure Ty doesn't even have any damn poles. Barely any top 5s or 10s in his whole career in the Cup Series in all these years compared to Kyle Busch. So, for the love of God, I know you guys are trying to build it. Yeah, do the same thing for Harrison, Ty, Bubba, make all these excuses when they're doing bad. But they're nowhere near the same situation. One of them's a champion. One of them's a pile of goo. No matter how you feel about them, stats don't lie there. So they're not the same thing. So please, for the love of God, stop. Kyle not having one is mesmerizing. Ty having one for as long as he did is mesmerizing when you look at results. Not sorry. It's the way it is, but that's where perfect time is for me to jump off. So I appreciate the watch, the listen. Don't forget, if you're listening to it, follow along, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. It helps out. YouTube Rumble guys, share it out, comment, like it. Again, subscribe if you see this on any other social media. Let me know what you think. Follow along on all the platforms: Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, Good Pods, Amazon Music, Castbox. It's all over the place. Please follow along on all of Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, locals. Put them on Getter, like they're everywhere. Not appreciate that. Facebook, Twitter pages. Again, subscribe on there and share it out to people. And I'll be back here shortly in a few days. So enjoy your week. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think. And until next time, peace.